And I'm like
great.
on the road so much, and it's like scheduling's a nightmare anyway. So if I was like dating, it's just like, when are you in town? And I'm like, I'm never in town. I'm
Never in town.
I'm free like noon on a Monday. Like that's not a good time to go on a date. People are working.
You would be surprised, actually. I keep getting asked for dates at like 2 p.m.
Really?
And it is
Well,
ridiculous.
it is LA.
It's weird.
So.
It is weird. Let's not even try to act like it's
I'm
normal.
going to say in LA, the best time to hang out with people is definitely afternoon. Like a lunch thing because of traffic also.
You guys got to get over this traffic, though.
It's traffic and parking. It's like, I don't want to go in the evening because of traffic and parking.
Okay, but here's the
Unless,
thing.
you know, unless
If
we
the
got a
difference
show.
of traffic and no traffic from your neighborhood to my neighborhood is 10 extra minutes, now it's insulting. Now it's like, oh, I'm not pretty enough for an extra 10 minutes in the car? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Shooters Gotta Shoot. I am your host, Erica Spera, and I have a great guest for you guys this week. But first, if you're watching us on YouTube, or if you're listening to us, watch us on YouTube. It's way more fun, and the episode comes out a few days early, okay? Go over there. It's free. Hit a subscribe button. Help your girl out, all right? And if you really want to help your girl out, you can spend $5 a month and join our Patreon, which is patreon.com/shootersgottashoot. Which, I don't know, we just do random episodes. Sometimes I'm solo, sometimes I have friends. We're just kind of goofing around over there. So join patreon.com/shootersgottashoot. But I would just like to thank you guys for listening, watching, because I have a great guest this week. All right, you might have seen her on Don't Tell Comedy, performing all over LA. Now she's all over the country, selling out shows. Put your hands together for the lovely Irene Tu.
Woo!
Look at this. Fresh here.
Thanks for the clap.
I try to hype everybody up. I try to hype my guest. I forgot to ask you for more credits, but I was like, people know her.
No, that's plenty.
People know
great.
her.
They can Google me also.
You have things.
Yeah.
You have a lot
I'm
of
around.
things. We're in LA. If you're watching on YouTube, look how legit LA is behind us.
Look, this is
We are in
LA.
Hollywood.
We're on the street.
We are right there. Right outside.
Hollywood.
Never inside.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. So I told you I always ask my guests
Okay.
2 questions. Because this is Shooters Gotta Shoot.
Yeah.
I always ask, what's the time you shot your shot? Was it a hit? Was it a miss? What's the story? What's one that sticks out in your mind?
I don't think I've ever done it.
This is insane to me, but continue.
Because you did tell me this, and I was like, I think I told you.
You said you're like, I
was like,
never.
and then I was like, I'll think about it, but I still don't think I've ever done it.
Okay, but this is
Because
what's
I'm a
fascinating.
coward.
But you've had several relationships. I feel like most of the
but they
time I've
come to
known you,
me.
you've been dating somebody. But it's always they come to you.
No, they come to me. I never
Okay.
initiate.
Okay, let's rephrase the question then, since you just have apparently feminine energy that attracts. That's what people say. That's what people say. That's what it's called.
It's
I have
only
masculine
happened a
energy.
couple times.
Only a couple times.
Like, I've only dated a couple people. Like, most of the other time, I don't do anything.
Okay.
Like, I don't date.
All right. Let's rewind.
Okay.
Okay. Now, since you're the one that gets people shooting their shot,
Okay, yes.
does a story stick out in your mind of someone that shot a shot with you that was great, fantastic, won you over? I don't know.
Oh, okay, well, my last relationship, this person saw me on stage, and then while I was on stage, wrote me a little note, left it by my stuff. Then when I got off stage, I saw the note, and I was like, okay, that's like funny and cute or whatever.
A literal handwritten note.
Yeah,
Old
like a
school.
short little, small little.
Yeah,
thing.
I mean,
Like,
they
it was
didn't
like a
go for the
couple
DM
sentences.
move, so
No,
that's
no,
interesting.
no.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I don't respond to the DM.
They must know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're trying to shoot your shot, don't DM me. It's not gonna work.
I mean, if you're shooting your shot with men, it works.
I meant with me.
With most men, it can work.
I have heard this from people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody told me recently that they were DMing famous basketball players.
Oh.
Can I say that?
I mean, you can say whatever you want to say.
Well, I'm leaving this very generic.
Okay.
And they respond,
A
which
lot
I
of them
think is
do.
crazy.
A lot of them would.
Really?
Listen, if they find you attractive, they'll answer you.
That's wild
friend of
to
a friend, hooked up with Drake, off a DM. Like, saw you were in Boston. I'm in Boston. Want to hang out?
What?
Went to his hotel room. Swear to God.
But when you're that famous, how do you even like see those DMs? Because they get sent to a request folder.
You go in the folder. What do you just go to the request
Drake's
folder?
going to the folder?
Even Drake is going to the request folder. I'm not
Stop.
surprised an NBA player is. Especially if you go for the NBA player that isn't that famous. You know what I mean? All the guys on the team are making good
like
money.
not LeBron.
But yeah, like who's the bench warmers? Who's the practice squad? Slide in that DM. The LeBron adjacent.
Yeah.
That's, I think the ones, put it this way, I think the ones answering are ones that probably don't have like NDAs and all that stuff.
Yeah, okay. I guess that's
figured out.
I guess I haven't really thought about it like that. Because
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way like Luka Doncic is just hooking up with these random people in the request folder.
They are.
That's so wild.
Is it? I mean, we know famous comedians, famous male
Well,
comedians especially.
I guess
They see the DMs.
I guess I think of basketball players more highly than comedians.
Well, okay, let me throw you this. You have to date someone of fame, athlete, musician, actor. Which one would you pick? Rank them, best to worst.
For me or for people in general?
Let's go for you first.
Okay, me? Okay, so athlete, musician, actor. I would go actor, athlete, musician.
Okay, and what's your reasoning? I think you might have the same reasoning as me.
Well, I feel like actors, we're comedians, so it's like similar lifestyle.
Oh, okay.
Both live in LA, yada yada. Athlete, in shape.
Oh, okay. We're going aesthetic for that one. Okay.
Yeah, and also I was like, I feel like if I was dating an athlete, I was like, oh, I should get healthier. I feel like that would be like,
It would rub off.
yeah, it would be a good
You're
thing.
like, I would get abs because I'm dating an athlete.
Totally. And then musician, that seems like a hot mess. Like they see moody, like
You're a Swiftie, so you know.
Look, I know, and they're traveling a lot. I'm already traveling. I'm already depressed sometimes. I don't need more of that.
Yeah.
So I don't want to date a musician.
What I love about this answer is that you think an athlete would want to work out with you. You think they'll be like, come on, babe.
Yeah.
Come to practice with me. You're like, okay, great.
No, I'll just be in the background.
We're going to get in shape.
No, they'll just do their exercises, and then I'm just like, oh, I should just be in the corner.
You're like, I'm the modified version
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
corner.
yeah.
I'm the have to go soft on
I'm
the
the
knees.
easy version.
That would actually be so funny. It's like, turns out every workout video I've ever watched, it's like, that's just their girlfriend in the back. They're like, this modified version's over here. All right, she wanted to be involved. She thought starting to date me, she'd get abs. And so I had to modify my workout for her because she thinks she's Sean T, Your ranking and reasoning is so different than mine, even though I would rank them the same.
Oh, really?
That's
Okay,
just
what
so
was yours?
funny. Mine is based purely off, like, if an actor is going to cheat on me, at least it's going to be with another famous person.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
they are not interacting with their fans. They're not 10 feet away from them.
Sure.
Musicians and athletes, they're right there,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but on the flip side, you would, when you find out who they're cheating on you with, devastate. Everyone knows.
I wouldn't a little part of you be like, it's a little bit of a arrogance thing to be like, well, my man cheated on me with, like, I love Sandra Bullock. I'd be like, I'm fucking,
But what if it was an actor you didn't like or respect?
Yeah, that would annoy me. I don't think they're talented.
Right.
But I would be the most annoyed at some, like, random chick
Yeah.
that isn't famous or nothing.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'd be like, at least get somebody that's in SAG, or whatever. At least,
Minimum SAG eligible.
yeah, minimum SAG eligible. Come on, what are we doing? Like, wouldn't you be more annoyed if they fucked, like, the PA versus, like, the other star in the movie?
Yeah, like
Come
a
on.
non-union commercial actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I guess my brain work was trying to be like, what is most likely to cheat or the easiest? I feel like musician at a show.
Musician for
girl
sure.
gets grabbed backstage.
Yeah.
Easy, right?
Yeah.
And because they're
lot
moody.
of groupies.
Yes, lots of groupies.
Yeah,
And
that's
then,
the worst.
See, athletes, they at least have to, why I rank them higher is they at least have to be a little conscious of the health, like you said, but
Yes.
mine was in a cheating way. That's like,
Yeah.
they can't be out of the club too much because, like,
No,
they got
because
stuff
they got
to
to do their workouts.
Yes.
Because they have to go to like bed at certain times, and they
Yes.
have their whole rituals. So that's if they were cheating, they got to fit it in their schedule.
Truly, right?
Yeah.
They got to shoot. They got a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
They got to lift. They got to shoot. I was an athlete. I know, but also they are also very moody. Wins and losses.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
It's even
actually.
worse if you date. Very briefly, I dated not even a head coach. It was like assistant coach on a
Okay.
D1 team, and they were not having a good season. And it's like, that was miserable. I think we only went out 3 times. It also was very hard to even
Yeah.
get them available.
Right,
So it's
because
like,
busy. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But I'm like, but you're locked in a locker room full of dudes. not busy cheating with other women. So that's kind of
true.
nice.
That's true.
Right?
But also moody because they were losing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were
that's
terrible.
tough.
They were very bad.
So you got to date like a winning coach or athlete.
Yeah, because when they lose, you're like, oh, are we still gonna meet up? They're like, we're gonna watch more tape.
Oh.
You're like, okay, okay. All right, have fun, babe. I'll just all right.
I didn't think about it like that. It's
Uh,
not even that they're just moody because they're sad. It's because they're like, we have more homework to do because
Yeah.
we're so bad.
It's an obsession.
Yeah.
So a lot of people would actually, knowing that, would rank athletes probably the bottom. They'd go, oh, they have the
Yeah.
least amount of time for me, and I'm like, nah, keep them away from other women. That's how I rank them.
Yeah.
Like, I would love if I was dating a man and he's like, I got this gay role. I'd be like, fantastic.
More gay.
Fantastic.
Actually, I only want you to do gay roles.
Yeah, I only want male movies now.
Yeah.
Just all male casts, no hot women around, please. Thank you. Because they're on those sets forever, so it's like.
Oh, it's for sure.
I mean, obviously, that's
Yeah.
how.
Would
the
you be
cheating's frequent.
devastated if he ended up being gay though?
No, I think that part of me would have been like, I should have seen that coming.
Oh, okay.
Because
Yeah.
you look at who does the plays in high school, and you're like,
Yeah.
how many straight men are here? You know what I mean? Like, that's why it's
Yeah,
always so
yeah.
funny when people are like, did you know that there's rumors that Tom Cruise is gay? It's like, yeah, duh. Like, when people are like, does he seem gay? I'm like, it has nothing to do with that. He's an actor.
Yeah.
It's a
Exactly.
little gay.
It's a little gay.
It's a little gay. What
To
else is a
be
little gay?
emotionally in touch. Kind of gay.
Anyway, so you're gay. What's it like being gay? Segue.
Well, we all feel exactly the same about everything.
Oh, yeah?
You know, us gay people.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
get
no
along
nuance
swimmingly.
whatsoever.
Yeah. No problems.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm not dating.
Not at all.
No.
So define not at all means clearly no dating apps.
No dating apps.
Have you ever done dating apps?
Yeah, but they're not very good.
It's tough.
It's
Especially, do you do, quote, the straight apps?
okay. What is quote the straight apps?
Like,
No
okay, what is
Tinder.
the gay Tinder app? Her?
I guess, but I don't do that.
You know what I mean? I feel like
Yeah,
that's the
but-
only one I've heard of that's specifically for lesbian
Yeah,
women.
but anything that they make specifically for lesbians is always bad for some reason. I swear, and I don't know why. Like, I would love for it to be good, but they're not. It's not good. Ask any lesbian about her, and they're like, oh, God.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I figured just use the most popular ones.
Yeah, like the one I think would like Hinge is probably the best one out of all of them,
Makes sense.
but still bad.
Yeah, listen, you're talking to somebody who has actively tried the apps for years, have never gotten into a relationship or ever, I want to say maybe even like 4 or 5 dates
Yeah, I
from
went on,
someone
like,
I met that way.
Yeah, I went on like 2 dates with 2 people I met on Hinge, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna call it. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
Because, like, first of all, you're only posting a few pictures, and then you answer some dumb questions that don't reveal much about you.
Okay.
And the way that people text is different than how they talk in real life. So you don't really know who the person is because you're just texting them.
But have you been duped more that the texting is fire? Meet them in person, you're like, this sucks.
The texting's never fire. Are you kidding me?
I was
The texting's never been fire. It's always like pulling teeth, and I'm like, I mean, maybe you're nice. Then I meet up, and I'm like, no, it's still equally bad.
okay. Because I was going to say, if I've had the flip, it's usually not great at texting in person. I'm like, oh,
I think
okay.
that's usually what it is. Like, even with like regular people that I'm like friends with, the texting can be bad.
Yes.
But like in person, I'm like, oh, you are like, I like you, and you're my friend. But then when we're texting, I'm like, who
You're
taught
like-
you to text?
Yeah, you're like,
This
oh,
is
you
weird.
hate me.
Yeah.
No, you don't want to talk to me at all.
I know it feels like that, but I'm like, I think we're friends, but it doesn't feel like that the way you're texting me.
I might be bold and say I think it's kind of a psychotic trait if you are so good at connecting via typing,
Honestly, red flag.
right?
Yeah.
It's giving, who built social media? The nerdiest, most awkward people.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They know how to work it, though.
Yeah.
They're like, this is designed for you, not
Yeah,
for us.
exactly. But that's why I'm like, I can't meet someone via texting because you're gonna be a crazy person for me.
I know, it's tough. Or someone gave me the advice to be doing like a phone call before meeting these people.
No, I don't want to talk to anyone on the phone.
Yeah, but then the part with the phone call is like,
I was like, how are you gonna end the phone call if you're not into it?
I'm very good at lying.
Oh.
I'll say I have something to do.
No.
But also I go into it being like, when I've done it and tried it, because I'm 50-50 on it.
Okay.
I feel like when you get burnt out from the apps, it's a good move to like kind of give an extra layer to weed some people out.
Okay.
If you're really trying to date for like a relationship. But also I date men. So you give them like a tiny obstacle. You're like, cards are shown.
Yeah.
Cards are shown immediately. You're like, can we just talk for 5 minutes and make sure you're not,
Cuckoo?
or we
Yeah.
can have a
Yeah.
little conversation. Yeah, because the last date I went on from a app was just like brutally bad
Okay.
conversation, but it was like frantic, very frantic energy,
Okay.
where it was like, oh, I can barely speak, all over the place. And it really like drained me in a way that I was like, I would have saved a lot if I just vetted that man
Oh, yeah, yeah,
on
yeah,
a phone
yeah.
call.
Yeah. Oh, so you mean you met up with the guy and it was like that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that,
okay.
that makes me go, hey, maybe I'll go back to it. But it's
I see.
it's more a burnout move, to be honest.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't know. But then if you just do the phone, then there's the attraction question.
Right. That's like the whole premise of all those reality shows where you're like, oh, can you fall in love with someone without seeing their
Yeah.
face or whatever?
Is love blind? I
Yeah.
think we had enough seasons to prove no, it's not blind.
Yeah, that's what I was
Can
trying
we
to think of
stop
the name
asking the
of show.
question? Like, is it blind? No, it's not blind. What are you?
It's
There's a
not
couple
blind.
every season that's like, ugh, and you're like, not attractive.
Yeah.
Not attractive, but then they don't want to look like a dick. I would respect anybody on that show so much more if they met,
And they were like, you
gave
know
it
what?
a day,
Yeah.
and then you go, look, I gotta be honest, I am not feeling the physical attraction. Like, I really don't want to go through these
I
motions.
think they should do that.
They should, but they think
should-
that'll make them a dick. I'm like, the whole point of the experiment is, would you be attracted to me anyway?
Yeah.
I guess it's a no.
Also, it's like, it's not personal. It's not like, oh, you're saying like, oh, you're ugly. It's just like, oh, we don't have a connection.
Well, they don't really put ugly people on the show.
That's also
that would
true.
make the
That
show
is-
much more fascinating. And they
that's
won't.
true.
And I'm annoyed. I'm
That's
like,
true.
guys, we're really, but I mean, I guess the fact that it's like people are still good looking and we're like, oh wow, not attractive.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I guess we don't have to go like way over to the right. On
Yeah, I
that
think we
one.
proved the point of the show.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Because, all right, let me ask you this: lesbian community.
'Kay.
Do you believe attraction can grow? Physical attraction.
Sure.
Okay, so that.
But
all right,
I
that
don't think
aligns.
it could start from zero.
See, this is what I say. Because everybody, this is something that gets told to women. Is
okay.
very like, you know, they have other things, your values online, like, give it a chance. And a lot of advice will say around 3 dates is what you should give it the chance.
Okay.
Like, if you're like, but it's never from zero.
Right. Yeah, I
I-
don't think you can, like, you can't be like, oh, I'm not attracted to you at all, and there's nothing there. But it's like, let's see. It's like, no, that's just a no. Yeah. There has to be something like I've met people or I've dated people where I'm like, oh, like, there's something, like, interesting about you, but I don't really know what it is. But I'm not, like, immediately drawn, like, oh, I got to date this person. You know what I mean? I'm just like, oh, what is it, you know? And then you kind of
Yeah,
figure it
something
out.
intrigues you. It
Yeah.
is more likely to, like, I think, work out or last longer if you have that
yeah.
part. But it's like, the other part's fun. You know?
Yeah.
Haven't you ever dated someone that was just so hot? You're like, this is crazy.
That's so
Like,
not-
good looking, hot, you're attracted to? Or no, because
Well,
you don't even make the move.
I don't make them. Yeah.
This is fat. I
I've
can't believe.
never dated someone where I had pre-thought before talking to this person. I was like, oh wow, that person's really hot. I want to date this person.
Okay.
I've just kind of like been like friends with people, or like it kind of just happened over time. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
Fascinating.
I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if it would work if I was like, oh, this person's hot. I want to date this person because I just don't know
yeah.
anything about them.
No. It has to be more than that.
Yeah.
I meant more if you experience you're dating someone that's so hot and you're like, yeah, man, we really don't have that much to talk about. But you're just like, well, this is
no,
nice.
no,
They're pretty
no.
or whatever.
No.
I've had that before.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, the whole time. You're like, this is not getting serious.
Oh yeah.
This is already barely anything. And you're like, it's just kind of fun though. It's just kind of fun to like stand next to them and be like, look at this. This is
Look
crazy.
at this hot person.
Look at this. No.
Look, I'll do it, but you'd have to approach me first.
All right, what about this? I have this theory.
Okay.
You want the guy that you are attracted to, but you don't want a guy who thinks he is attractive. Do you feel that way about women?
Okay. Say it again. So
It's like I do want a man that I find attractive, I think is attractive.
yes.
But you don't want the man who thinks he is attractive.
Oh yeah, correct.
Like when they know they're attractive, it's
that's,
ruined.
No, that's
completely
completely ruined. Well, then it's just like you're a narcissist and self-centered.
Right?
Yeah.
Like have you ever met someone in general?
I need you to have a little bit of self-doubt.
Exactly. That's how I feel. Everybody should have insecurities.
Yeah.
If
Like
you
if
really-
if you think, oh, I'm like the hottest person on the planet, I'm not into that.
Oh, no.
Because there's something wrong with you.
No. I'm like, who thinks that?
Yeah, like that's a crazy person.
Yeah.
Like you can be attractive and be like, oh, I'm like a good-looking person, but I don't want you to be like, I mean, I'm hot shit. It's like I don't want that.
Right. Okay. So, because my theory is everybody has pretty privilege. It's different levels.
Yes.
You know what I mean? All of us, everybody's been able to like maybe have something where you're like, oh, that person was a little extra nice to me, or like gave me some extra fries or something because they thought I was
Didn't
cute.
make me pay.
Right.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
small.
And
You
you're
know?
like, okay.
I'm
yeah.
not getting flown out, but like I got a free macaroon one time. Yeah. That's pretty cool. I'll take a free mac.
Look, I get a 10% discount sometimes.
No, but there's something to that where you're like, I don't know. Sometimes I'll be looking at a dude and I'll be like, I can tell he thinks he is good looking.
Yeah, and I hate that.
And then it's done.
Yeah, that's a no for me.
Too much. It's a fine line. You don't want someone that has no confidence, but not too much confidence.
Agreed.
Right?
But that's with like most people and most things. It's like you want to you're like attracted to confidence, just not like an egotistical narcissist.
Yeah, maybe it's more, you should be confident in like a skill that you have, an ability that you have.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm a really good cook.
Yes.
You know, even if you're like, I'm funny, I do comedy. Okay.
Yeah.
But like, I like to hear a little self-doubt somewhere in there.
I want a little bit of self-doubt.
Yeah.
And then we're good.
Right? Because otherwise, why am I here?
Totally.
I should have to hype you up about something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Relationships are cheerleaders, right?
Exactly.
Isn't that good?
I'm like, no, you're great, babe.
Yeah.
You know?
So I'm curious though, what would you say is like your ideal outcome in life in terms of like love and relationships?
Well, I would love to date someone who I can collaborate with.
In what way? Like in a literal content creator way, or you mean?
It could be that or whatever. Just I feel like I would love to date someone where we're kind of on the same page about stuff and we can have like throw ideas back and forth and, you know, just like build something together. I don't think I really want to date someone where our jobs are complete opposites. You know, like we do our own thing and we have, like, I don't want to date like a lawyer. And then I don't know anything about law. And then they don't know anything about comedy.
See, that's funny because
I used to feel that way. And then now I've flipped on that where I'm like, no, I don't think I want that. And like that, where we do our own thing.
It's just funny you say lawyer because I'm like, one of my good friends is a lawyer and she's one of my favorite people to talk to about ideas.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Because they are very like usually conceptual or they can see things from both sides. But I get what you're saying.
I could be a lawyer, but like also interested. There has to be some like collaborative aspect of our relationship, I think.
She also does some cases that have to do with entertainment. So it's like
cool.
she is knowledgeable on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Because I get what you're saying. Like an entertainment-esque umbrella is like, oh, okay, you're
or
like
a creative, like, or your job's like creative in some way. Just like I want something.
Okay, what if it is someone who's like an accountant? Okay, wait.
Oof, all right.
But they got a side thing. They're very artistic and creative.
Okay, but if this person is an accountant and does my taxes, that still counts. You know, we're collaborating on my taxes.
You do need an accountant. Dude.
Yeah, I really do need an
I don't know how
accountant,
you didn't do one this year.
I don't want to talk about it. It's bad. Things aren't great over here. But like that would count. You know what I mean? But like if it was some job that I didn't understand at all and they didn't know what I was doing, I just don't think that would work.
But I feel like, do you usually put these people in a category that like they aren't passionate about something? Or is it really just, when I talk to them, I feel like their eyes are glazed over and don't know?
You know what? I think it's just more I'm not interested in their job at all.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's very honest to admit. You're like, I'm not interested, actually.
Like the accountant think that's funny, but like, look, that is so boring to me. Like nothing about that is like, if I was like my wife is an accountant, oh God, I couldn't even.
Okay, but now I'm trying to imagine like, what would an accountant come home and talk to me about?
That's what I'm saying.
Has to do with
we have
accounting?
nothing to talk about.
I'm like, what would it be?
You're gonna tell me like you did Drake's taxes? I don't know what you're gonna tell me.
You know, I discovered a new write-off today, babe.
And I'm like, okay, I don't care, you know?
Oh, shout out to the accountants listening.
Yeah. Oh, but please, I do need an accountant, so if you're good, hit me up.
Yeah, DM Irene. She won't read it.
Yeah.
I am curious, though, when you date, do you have any racial preferences with dating?
Or out of the, like, handful of people I've dated?
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess this question more comes from, like, your parents. Are there any family pressures?
I think they would like me to date someone who was the same race as me. and I have dated a bunch of people that are like Asian or different ethnicities, but Asian. But I think that's more like a cultural thing.
No, it is. It's
Yeah.
a lot of pressure. Or when I've dated outside of my race, I'm white/Italian. And it's very interesting, though. A lot of times it comes up almost like kind of too late.
Okay.
And that's the thing that annoys me. That I'm kind of like, well, this...
Wait, what came up too late?
Like that it was an issue or even a thing.
Oh, you mean between you or like your family?
In terms of like it not getting more serious.
Oh, I see.
That it's just like, well, okay, I've been white this whole time. So I don't...
Yeah, I was like, I think you could have said that.
That was there at the gym.
Yeah.
But
that didn't show up out of nowhere. You've been seeing this
I thought
face.
we knew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like I've had people ask on a first date because people will assume I'm like part something.
Uh-huh.
And I've had, but anytime someone brings it up on a first date, I will ask like, oh, is that important to you, like for long term or your family? And it's always like, no, not at all. Doesn't care. Never hear from that person again.
That's so funny.
Because I'm also like, this is like the first question you're asking me. It's like, it seems important.
Yeah.
It seems important.
Yeah, I don't have like that's not really like I dated someone who was not Asian or, whatever. And like, that no one had a problem with it, like my family. But it was like, there were definitely cultural things that I noticed where I'm like, oh, this is different in a way that I didn't notice with other people I had dated.
And I meant, is there anything you can give as an example? I'm curious.
No, it's more just like especially with like Asian people or Chinese people, like we're very much like family first, and like I feel like I don't want to extrapolate. I mean, but you're white, so you can tell me if.
No, go for it.
But like, I feel like white people can be like, I just do whatever I want, and like, fuck my parents. You know what I mean? And we can't do that over here. Like, that's not okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then, like, she would complain to me about stuff or like do stuff, whatever. And then I'd just be like, I could never do that, like, with my family. Like, it's just like, I was just like, oh wow, that is different.
I think this depends on ethnicity specifically, because Italians are very like family first. Don't disrespect your family. Yada yada. Classic mob stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's accurate. It's accurate. That it's like I've had people say to me, not that I was dating, just even friends, be like, one person made a kind of a joke, but they're like, oh, your parents like kind of control your life. I'm like, they do not control my life.
Right.
It's like, but I do respect my parents, and I keep them in the loop.
Yeah.
And I respect their opinion.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, the times that I have gone against what they wanted me to do caused friction, and they were annoyed, but it's like at the end of the day, everybody got over it, and we're fine.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like, I get it. It's very, I actually struggle with this in comedy a lot with posting some jokes.
What do you mean?
I struggle to like post a lot of my material on social media because I have so much family on there. And my family's very close. And it's the idea of like them seeing it.
I
and
see. But are you talking about them in the jokes?
What's funny is, no, they're fine if I talk about them. It's more if anything's like sexual or to like, you know what I mean?
That's funny, because I thought you were hesitant to post jokes about them. And I'm like,
no, they've like seen all that material.
oh, they're like, we love that. Yeah,
right. Or I've had
this. We don't care.
I've had a pressure that I felt was fair, but every comedian's like, fuck that, that's not fair, da da da. And I think maybe you'll understand this more. If you're to do a show and your parents come and they bring a bunch of friends.
That's never happened.
Okay, but if they did, would you take some jokes out of your act?
No.
No. And they wouldn't care about any of them?
Correct.
Okay. But is it because you're not talking about them, so they don't care if you talk about sex, or they don't care?
I do like a joke that's kind of, I do a couple jokes that kind of are about my family, but I kind of tweaked it and.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, it might not be real because it's a joke.
Yeah.
But in the joke, it's like, oh, that's about, your mom or your grandma, your dad or whatever. But no, I mean, I talk about whatever. My whole thing is like, whatever I do on stage, that's what I do on stage. Like, they can't do anything about it.
Yeah, see, I've tried to do that, but like, if I'm in my hometown and it's everyone that knows my family, my parents, I'm like,
yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I'm like, it's not that much to cut out.
Yeah. Well, I will say, I think it's also different because my family, they're immigrants. So all their friends are like immigrants, or they still like live in China. So they don't know anything about stand-up, really. They don't know what I'm doing, so they don't care.
They're not even like looking for it.
No. Well, and also it's like, because their whole thing is they're like, oh, is your kid like a doctor or a lawyer, or like kind of one of the traditionally sought after careers. And since I'm not one of those people, they don't care. They don't talk about me.
Interesting.
But if I were a doctor, they'd be gossiping about me all the time, be like, oh, this is how much money they're making, or like, this is the hospital they're at, or you know what I mean?
Fascinating.
But they don't care about me. So that's why I'm like, I can do whatever I want on stage. They're
You're
not
like,
talking about me. They don't care.
You're like, I've been written out. Nobody cares.
Yeah, nobody cares.
They don't care to
Like,
care.
I'd have to get to the level of Ronnie Chieng for them to care.
That is very fascinating.
Yeah, because he's the one comedian that like my mom like knows, and like people in the group chat will be like, oh, I saw this joke that Ronnie did on the Tonight Show or whatever.
Oh, this is very interesting.
But that's like the only comedian that they like know or care about.
Correct me if I'm wrong on this. I feel like your culture doesn't do this. It's Korean people. Like when you're a baby, they'll put out like the 4 glorious careers, like doctor, lawyer.
Yeah, we don't do that.
And it's like the baby crawls to it and apparently picks.
And I don't think that's a thing.
But am I right? That's a Korean thing?
I don't know, because I'm not Korean, so I couldn't speak to it. But I don't think that's a Chinese thing, because I've never heard of any of us doing that.
Well, my good friend married a Korean woman, and they did this with like their kids.
So, yeah, it must be Korean then.
But then they added in a comedian one.
Stop. What?
I know. Yeah, I was.
Why?
Because she married a guy who does comedy. So it kind of was this like, we don't want it to seem disrespectful that we're not including his career as an option.
That's funny.
But it literally was, what's funny is I don't even think her career was included in there.
What were the careers?
I think she now is like a counselor.
Okay, but what were the options on the thing?
No, of course, now I'm blanking. But I believe it was like, it's like doctor, lawyer, what are the other big ones? Maybe dentist.
Okay.
Professor, like PhD. It was like,
but
it's like anything that's a 4-year after school.
Yeah.
But it was just,
and then comedian.
And then there was a comedian one, and I was just a little like, that's a little funny that got thrown in. Like, it's the first time I've seen the ceremony.
Did the baby pick comedian?
I think the baby did pick comedian.
Oh my god, that's
which
so
makes
funny.
it even funnier. It's like,
oh man.
But then I was like sitting there being like, they don't really like hold this kid to this, right?
I hope not.
Like, is that a real thing?
I don't know.
I mean, neither of their, because
is he a good comedian? Is he like doing well?
Yeah, he's funny.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
he's a friend of mine.
Okay.
But he's like, he also has like another day job, so it was just really funny to me that it got like thrown in as an included thing. But I was like, if he was an accountant, would it be like, oh, and accountant? Yeah, that's great because dad's an accountant. Like. But did you feel like you had a lot of pressure to become like one of those type of careers? I know you're not Korean, so excuse me for that.
No, they never like pushed me specifically in any way. And actually, when I was a kid, I liked like math and science and stuff. So they thought I was gonna be like a doctor or a scientist or something like that. And I kind of started doing comedy because I was interested in it, and then I just kept doing it.
I think I saw you say something that you kind of started comedy out of spite due to your college improv group not accepting you.
No, that's not how I started though.
Okay.
But that is how I continued doing comedy. So I started because people would tell me that I was funny. Like this girl that I had a crush on told me I was funny in high school also. That kind of like clicked in my brain. But I was always kind of funny. Mm-hmm. And then I loved like cartoons and just funny. I would read like Garfield and like comic books and stuff. And then I took like a stand-up class and an improv class. So I just started taking more classes. And then when I got to college, since I'm like from Chicago, it's
Wait, you took stand-up classes in high school?
Yeah, I took one stand-up class in high school, and then I tried to do
cool.
some like little mics or shows or whatever at like the Second City because I couldn't go to any bars.
And you were in Chicago?
Yeah. Or I lived in the suburbs, but I would like commute to go to like take this class. And then I took like some improv classes. And since Chicago is such a big improv town, I'm like, oh, well, I got to do improv because if you're going to be a comedian, you got to do improv, right?
Right. Or in your head, you're like, if I want to be Tina Fey, like you're thinking of like SNL people.
Yeah, they love like all the SNL people because, it's like Second City. So like, well, if you want to be this, you got to zip, zap, zop all day long, I'm like, okay.
Did you like improv classes?
Yeah, it was fun, but I never thought that it never like clicked with me. Like I still like I'll do improv now if you wanted me. Like it was fun, like I can do it. It's just like my brain didn't. I just feel like my brain doesn't process improv the way like a expert improviser processes it.
Interesting. I just
If
didn't
that
like
makes sense.
if I got paired with people I didn't like.
Oh.
I would be like, I'm pretty good at this. I'd get on my seat.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is I feel like I am in my head a lot, and in improv that's kind of bad. Like you're supposed to really just be in the moment and kind of be goofy or whatever. But I am kind of more cerebral, and I have thoughts, and I want to share thoughts, which is more stand up, right?
Yeah.
But I was trying to like, do improv, and so in college I kept like auditioning for like the improv troops, and they would never take me. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm gonna do stand up.
And here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are.
And look, a bunch of them quit doing comedy. So
Yeah, I mean, it is hard.
yeah.
I mean, my biggest beef with improv would be like someone like makes you into a tree. I'm like, and then you're just standing there like, I don't want to be a fucking tree. And you're like, but I have to do it. I have to yes and this fucking tree. Or they're like give you something that I had to like get and crawl on the floor. I'm like, I don't want to crawl on the floor. Like it was that stuff that irked me. It wasn't like going along with it. It was just like, I'm a big person. I gotta get down. I gotta crouch down. Come on, guys. Like
You really just gotta commit to anything that they give you.
I
And
know.
Sometimes it's like, you want me to do that? Okay.
Right. Anyway. Okay, we have to wrap soon. So I was like, what other questions do I want to ask you? Dating, relationships, or is there anything you want to ask me? Anything on your mind in this world?
Wait, so are you still on the apps? Because sometimes I see you do the little Sunday. What's that thing you called that?
I forgot whatever I called it, but I would basically put up answers I saw.
Yeah, like on Hinge.
And
or
it would have
whatever.
basically like, would you match with this person? Based
Yes,
on
that's
this
what it
answer.
was. Yeah.
Which, to be honest, part of me was doing that because it would keep me at least looking and on it,
Oh,
and
okay.
like
Yeah.
it made it a little more fun.
Yeah.
So even when you're like, oh, this profile's awful, I'd be like, well, I'll screenshot this answer.
Yeah.
But some things would be very divisive. I'd be like, oh, I liked this answer, and so many people would be like, no, I wouldn't match this person.
Wow.
I was like, wow, all right,
Interesting.
Off a opinion about nothing, essentially. I'm sorry, I don't think I let you finish the question.
No, I was just saying, are you like dating now still in LA?
It's
like,
a
how are you
thing. It's
feeling?
like I technically am, but to be honest with you, LA has been like the flakiest city I've
that's true.
ever experienced.
Even with friends.
Yeah, I haven't even like really tried that hard on the friend part.
Yeah.
Like the friends have been doing better than dates, but it's like one week I didn't have a lot of shows, so I was like, all right, I'll get on the app. I was like, okay, I'm actually here for like a month and a half. I have time. Like I could build momentum. And then it was like, I think I had set up 4 dates. 3 of them got like canceled or rescheduled that never got rescheduled or never heard from them again.
Wow.
Yada yada. And then I had that 4th date that was like really awful. But then it's like I've been on there talking to people, but it's like in general dating apps, it does often so much just die. Like we were talking and now it's just dead.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with this.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, people just get weird. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm very much a like, if I meet someone, it's going to be in the wild. That's how I dated everybody I've dated so far. It's just in the wild.
That's what's frustrating is like anything I've had turn into anything was someone I met in real life.
That's what I'm saying.
But like dating apps have made this kind of culture thing where it's like you feel like if you're not doing them, then you're not trying.
Yeah.
And then like being single is your own fault because it's like, well, you're not on the
but
thing.
I love being single.
Tell us about that. Do you prefer being single than in a relationship?
Well, I like being in a relationship, but if I'm going to be alone, I don't want to be dating. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's either I'm single or I'm dating this specific person.
Yeah,
and we're in a relationship.
A lot of people don't really like the dating part of
Well,
anything.
that's what I'm saying. I don't do the dating part of it. I just let it happen when it's supposed to happen.
Well, what does that mean?
The universe will bring me into contact with a person that I'm supposed to meet, and then it happens.
But then you're technically dating. Or do you move super fast, is what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is, like, the prior to me dating this last person I dated, I hadn't dated a single person in like 4.5 years.
Oh, like not even gone on a date.
That's what I'm saying. Correct.
Oh, okay.
That's
so you're
what
like a full off switch.
Yeah, it's on off.
This is fascinating.
That's
so
what I'm trying to
See, this is
tell
why
you.
the shooting your shot is crazy to me. And then I'm like, how did you in that 4 years not meet someone that you were interested in a little bit enough to be like, let's hang out, let's get a drink.
Didn't happen. Because I find most people repulsive.
The problem is, I hate everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay. You know what? There's truth to that. Not even hate, but where I'll get drained with dating. It's like different levels of getting drained with specifically like dating apps or whatever.
Yeah.
Because you partly go, if I do nothing, then it's kind of on me. I should be putting myself out there in some way, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you even try to do like 2 dates a month.
Yeah.
But it's like there's different levels of draining. Like the one date I went on like completely drained me. Of a, like I that made me not want to go on a date for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay? There's that level. But then there's a level you go, I keep meeting these people. Everyone's perfectly nice.
Yeah, but it's like, it's not.
It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
But look, I
And
don't
then
want
you
to be
feel
hanging
nothing.
out with people where it's fine.
Yeah.
You know, even with like friends and stuff, like I want to hang out with a friend where I'm like, oh, I like hanging out with this person. I don't want to hang out with people where like, I mean, I could have done it, but I also could have stayed home. Then I would rather just stay home.
But that's the gamble you don't know till you're there.
Yeah, but I don't need that gamble. That's what I'm saying. I would rather just stay home and throw on TV.
I listen, I'm not arguing with you
Yeah.
on this. I'm just like, it's interesting to me because, well, I guess maybe the big question is like, do you want like a family, children, things like that you feel?
I never felt like I had like a strong urge to like have kids or whatever. But I mean, I would like to date a person and we live together and we have like a family or whatever. But I've never been like,
Wait,
oh,
a family or whatever, but does that mean
whatever.
children?
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, who knows?
So you're kind of undecided.
yeah, I'm undecided. But I'm like,
Okay.
we'll see. We'll figure it out.
Well, then it makes sense because you have no clock ticking then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's no like, oh, I have to do this by age 40 or 50 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm just like, okay, if it happens, it happens. If it don't happen, then it don't happen yet.
It don't
You know?
happen, I'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, like Tig didn't meet her wife till she was like 40 something, I think.
Sorry, did you say Tig?
Tig
Notaro?
Notaro.
Yeah, the thing is, like, when it finally happens, everyone goes, see? It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's like, well, yeah, now that you have it.
Yeah.
But when you're, 35 and looking around being like, okay, still feels like nothing's coming anytime soon, and I'm kind of freaking out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because also with yours, I'm like 4.5 years not dating anybody. But like, if I had to give a number of like, last time I had like a real boyfriend,
Yeah.
2019.
Okay.
And that was like 3-4 months. And then before
that's a
that
long time
was
ago.
high school.
Yeah. That's
So
a
it's
long time
like,
ago.
when that ended, I think I was mostly irked by like, oh man, it's going to be a long time before I have this again. Like I knew
Yeah.
it. And then LA people would say, well, now you're manifesting a poor future. And I'd be like, all right, guys, well, sometimes I think I'm just right.
Well, the other thing too, it's like I don't want to manifest the next person to not be the correct person for me.
Isn't like a forever person.
Yeah, like that. I want whoever I'm dating next to be the forever person. Like I don't want any
That's the
less
dream,
than
right?
that. I don't want any less than that. So I don't need to waste time with people that I'm like, this is not going to be a thing.
To be honest, that makes dating even more draining because I've had that
That's
with people.
that's what I'm saying. It's like
Yeah.
exhausting where I'm like, oh, I know immediately this is not this person, so I don't need to do this. So I'm like, I'm just gonna go about my life how I normally go about, and then when it magically happens, and I'm using the word when because of manifesting,
Okay.
then I'll be like, oh, perfect. You know?
Alright.
But in the meantime, I'm like, look, I gotta learn how to do these taxes. You know, like. I got things to do. Long to-do list.
Listen, it does take a lot of time.
Jokes to tell.
So I'm on a little bit of a break because I'm like, I have a couple weeks coming up. I'm not around anyway.
Yeah,
And
and I'm like
great.
on the road so much, and it's like scheduling's a nightmare anyway. So if I was like dating, it's just like, when are you in town? And I'm like, "Ugh, I'm never in town.
Never in town.
I'm free like noon on a Monday. Like that's not a good time to go on a date. People are working.
You would be surprised, actually. I keep getting asked for dates at like 2 p.m.
Really?
And it is
Well,
ridiculous.
it is LA.
It's weird.
So
It is weird. Let's not even try to act like it's
I'm
normal.
gonna say in LA, the best time to hang out with people is definitely afternoon, like a lunch thing because of traffic. Also,
You guys got to get over this traffic, though.
it's traffic and parking. It's like I don't want to go in the evening because of traffic and parking.
Okay, but here's the
Unless,
thing.
unless
If
you
the
gotta show.
difference of traffic and no traffic from your neighborhood to my neighborhood is 10 extra minutes, now it's insulting. Now it's like, oh, I'm not pretty enough for an extra 10 minutes in the car? Or for real? I understand we're
Look,
going, hour
Erica,
drive.
You initially told me this was gonna be in a neighborhood that was very close to me, and then it now is
I didn't even know where
10
you
minutes
lived.
farther, and I was like, I mean, I'll do it.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I was bummed.
Wow, so bummed. So
I was bummed.
How dare I not know exactly where North Hollywood is?
Yeah.
It was like this. It said Hollywood, and it was north of where I lived, which I thought was west, and I've been corrected. And you know what?
No.
Doesn't matter. We're here.
Yeah,
we're having the
but
time of our
that's what I
life.
was just saying, like, ooh, when you add 10, 15 minutes, I'm like, that's a little far.
But you know what I mean? It's still a little insulting. You're like, you want to drive an extra 10 minutes? Come hang out with me? Come on.
I mean, I'm here.
You are here. You are here. I meant the other people.
Oh, okay.
Where they're like, we got to do 2 p.m. It's like, oh, God forbid.
But you don't like 2 p.m.? What, do you have a job you got to work at 2 p.m.?
I just have stuff I'm working on. But it's also like, for a date, it's also like, oh, I have to like put on makeup. Put on a cute outfit. It's like it's the middle of my day.
Yeah.
Look at me right now. This is middle of my day. Where?
Why can't you show up to the day?
I guess I could. Maybe I'll just start doing that.
That's what I'm saying. Like at that point, it's like, look, you like it, you don't like it. You're gonna see me like this a lot of the time.
Yeah, I guess.
Because they did say 2 p.m. Also, it's like you can't expect full get up at 2 p.m.
Well, I have been. Not that this has happened a lot, but I have essentially been like navigating out of coffee dates. I do not like them. I also don't like coffee, so I'm like, this really.
Oh, matcha.
It's not for me. I'm a matcha girl. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
me
matcha.
too. Yeah.
But it's like, you want me to come to a coffee shop? Like, I should just be able to show up in a sweatshirt
Right?
and not care.
Yeah, 'cause-
But then the real truth is like, you are competing with like the women of LA. So there's also that.
Yeah, that's true. But then that's just a specific person. So if they wanted that, then they wanted that.
But that's what's fucked up is like they still want that. And it's like, you are taking
Yeah.
me to coffee.
Yeah.
You thought I was going to put on a dress for coffee?
But you don't want to date that person.
I mean, I don't want to date the person that offers coffee as a first date.
Yeah,
Get
that's
the fuck
okay.
outta
Yeah,
here.
so then that's just a no.
That's not fun. And
Just a
also,
straight no.
everyone can hear our conversation.
Yeah.
That is the worst part.
Yeah.
Where I'm like,
I love to eavesdrop on a first date.
oof.
Beautiful.
It feels like bad improv.
Oh,
I'm
it's-
trying to
that
yes
is-
and. Oh.
That is, yeah, when I'm just like chilling in a coffee shop and someone's on a date, I'm like, let me just listen to this whole thing.
Yeah, like some
life's
people had
better than this.
AirPods in, but I was like, those are off. I know they're off. I know all of you are lying. I know all of you are listening, and I want to leave. Yeah. It's just a thing. It's like, so what do you like to cook? I'm like, I want to die.
God.
I want to die. I want to leave, and I want to die. But for you, do you dress any differently, like every day versus a date versus on stage?
If I'm really just doing like errands, I'll wear like shorts or sweatpants or kind of like comfy pants, and then like a t-shirt, or I might throw on a hoodie or something. So similar to what I'm wearing now. But if I'm doing a show, I'll wear like pants or like joggers.
Oh, okay.
Like, not sweatpants. Maybe throw on a nice pair of shoes, and then
The
still
shoes
like
change.
a.
But basically, date Irene, not much different.
No, I mean it would be a shoe change, depending how much I cared.
Okay. Fair.
And well, if I'm running errands, I don't shower for that. But you know, if I'm going to a show, I
Okay,
gotta
that's my other thing about
shower.
LA. Nobody
Yeah.
showers here.
I showered for this.
I mean, thank
I
you.
knew there was a camera.
Thank you so
so
much. But
yeah.
I'm like, it's most of my friends here. They're like, oh, I rarely wash my hair.
No, I shower every day. It's just like the time of day in which I'm showering. 'Cause, like if I'm going to the grocery store, I'm gonna throw a hat on. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like I'm not pre-showering to buy avocados.
I love to shower. Is it a weird
How many
thing
times
about
are
me?
you showering?
I usually shower once a day.
Okay.
Yeah. If I work out,
I mean, I also
absolutely.
love showering, but I'm like, I have to. Well, I want to plan it out for when my shows are and like when I got to do something.
Yeah.
Because if I showered too early and then I had to go to the gym or something, then I got to shower again. I don't want to shower 3 times in a day.
No. That's reasonable. I'm saying I know people that really do not shower.
Well,
And it is shocking to me.
Okay, that's.
I don't know
Yeah,
how
that's
they
on
live.
them. I don't know how you do that in LA. It's hot.
Thank you. I mean, I think it's hot all year round, but people call me crazy. So, anyway, we do have to actually wrap now. But thank you so much for coming on the pod.
Thanks for having me here.
And everyone can find you at Irene Tu.
At Irene_2.
My bad. Irene
To
_2.
you. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Come see me on tour.
Literally touring all over.
Yeah,
So,
that's
follow
all I
her.
have.
If you haven't yet, look her up. She's hilarious, and good luck with everything in the future. So, thank you guys for listening, watching. We'll talk to you next week. Bye.
Hollywood.
Hollywood.